So this has always been really, really interesting to me because one, why do you want a man breaking you in order for you to be honest with yourself? Not you personally, but like Nesta. Like there's no reason why a man should be breaking you in order to like be honest, in order for her to like be honest with herself, especially because this hike scene that she needed to break was immediately following her doing the right thing for her sister. So it's just kind of like, oh no, like you didn't do the right thing the right way, the way that I wanted you to do it. Therefore, you have to be broken in order to see morality the way we do, and it's really fucked up. I don't like it. I think the thing that makes it like so fucked up for me is that it feels like a pledging exercise. Like if you were pledging a frat or a sorority. I pledged a sorority in college and I actually really enjoyed it, and I thought that it was a really edifying experience, even though it was incredibly difficult and it's not for everybody. But looking at this scene and then looking back on my experience pledging, I'm way more comfortable with the pledging process than I am with what happened with Nesta, because even though both things involved someone being broken in order to come into your own, like in the organization or whatever, I went into that with open eyes and I did that for sisterhood. I didn't do that for a fucking man. And I say this as someone who actually really enjoyed the hike scene. Like, not enjoyed it because it was actually very hard to read, but I did resonate with it and I did like it a lot when I was reading it the first time. The second time it was like ashes in my mouth. But I think the reason why is because when I read it the first time, I was thinking that Cassian was showing some reciprocity, and I thought that Cassian didn't know about the mating bond. And then when I found out he did, I was like, oh my God, then why did he put her through this? But either way, I always thought that Cassian and Nessa talking about like their respective issues, the first time that I read the hike scene was a form of reciprocity that Rhysand and Feyre don't have during ACOSF in chapter 54 when Rhysand's doing his "this is why I'm not a douchebag" speech. But then on a second reread, I was like, no, what Nesta is doing is that she's being broken by this fucked up experience. And then Cassian's like, well, actually, like, you did screw it up and I can help you. And this is you can be better. Just follow me or some shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Actually, I'm so sorry I'm about to do this to you guys, but this is like the best analogy that I could think of in this moment, because I kind of spitball these, I don't script them, so this is like a eureka moment. The hike scene is like the way that Grisabella and Victoria's relationship in the Cats movie was retconned and made worse. I need y'all to really follow me here. Like, I'm so sorry I'm about to do this to y'all and like resurrect discourse about this film. But honestly, I really like this movie, but that's another conversation for another day. So in the Cats movie, about halfway through, like around the time where Act 1 would split into Act 2, Grisabella sings like the first instance of Memory, and she's all sad and whatnot. And in the musical, it's like this thing where old Deuteronomy's like reaching out to her, but he's upstage and she's downstage, so he can't reach her, and she's all alone and all that kind of thing. But in the movie, old Deuteronomy is like inside singing like the moments of happiness in a completely recontextual. That's another thing. We're gonna get there. But Grisabella, she's singing Memory. She's so sad because she doesn't want to, be reborn into a Jellicle life like everybody else. She wants what she had. And she wants to be part of the group again. She wants to belong. She wants to be part of something bigger than herself. That should sound familiar to you. So Grisabella's angsting. It's very sad. But then Victoria, the little white cat, she pops off with a new song, because that's what movie musicals fucking do now. They always put new, meaningless, stupid song in there. And I say this is a Taylor Swift song. That song should not have been there. But anyway, like, she's singing Beautiful Ghosts, and Beautiful Ghosts is basically a song where she's just like, well, it's good that you have happy memories. You have beautiful ghosts. I don't even have any of that, and I want to be part of this group too. And like it just completely undercuts Grisabella's emotional arc, and it undercuts her agency as well, because Grisabella is lamenting what she had, and she's lamenting the things that she's done wrong in her life. And then Victoria's song Beautiful Ghost is essentially like, actually, you did have it good, and you did fuck it up. What's wrong with you? And I feel like that's kind of a fucked up thing to do to a character who's supposed to be the through line, like the emotional through line of your story. I say again, that is a fucked up thing to do to somebody who is the emotional through line of your story. Now, Nesta and Cassian are not humanoid cats wearing fur CGI suits. Like, they're just not. And I'm sure the analogy like doesn't work all the way through, but that was the closest thing that I could think of when it comes to like the way that the hike scene just doesn't work, and it breaks something in Nesta that did not need to be broken in that moment. Like if Nesta had gone through that with her sisters, like if like let's say like at that point, Nesta and Elaine and Feyre, they all had to like hike through some shit together. I know it wasn't possible because Elaine is kind of missing in action for a lot of A Court of Silver Flames, and Feyre's pregnant. But let's say she had something like that where they had to kind of bond together under a very difficult experience, like a week-long hike or that kind of thing. And at the end, they had like this emotional catharsis and all of that. I feel like that would sit better with me. And Gwen and Emery were right there. Like, she was already building a sisterhood. If you wanted to do this, like, break them to make them stronger thing, you could have done it with the sisterhood that she was forging, and then it would be more analogous to this kind of pledging process and crossing a sorority and that kind of thing. And that I feel like would have been really cool. But a man, she went through like a week long hike to be broken, to gain access to, you know, the Night Court or whatever. Like that way the Night Court could accept her because she was rightfully molded into something that the Night Court could use. For a man, no thank you.